Perhaps the most important area for the 21st century will be the part of the world where you're going to travel. And why do I say that? For a number of reasons. First of all, as you know, climate change is taking place 3 times faster in the northern part of the world than anywhere else. And as people in Bangladesh told me 3 years ago, the greatest security threat to the people of Bangladesh in Asia in the 21st century does not come from the armies of Pakistan or India, but they looked at me and pointed in my direction. It says, our greatest security threat comes from the melting of the ice in your part of the world. As if I was directly responsible for the ice, which of course I am. Because quite frankly and honestly, we are all responsible for climate change. We can't put the blame on anybody else. In one way or another, we have all made our contribution. And when you travel to Greenland, I think you should reflect on it, that the size of Greenland is so enormous that even if we put France and Germany and Italy together and maybe threw in a few other European countries, we wouldn't get through the size of Greenland. And therefore, what happens here in the north in the coming years and decades will have consequences all over the world. All over the world. The second reason is, of course, the enormous amount of energy that is still available up in the north. We can, to some extent, say it could potentially become the Middle East of the 21st century in terms of energy provision. But that's not an easy option. There are a lot of risks and dangers involved in using all that energy. But Iceland, as I believe you've already seen today, you went to the geothermal power plant already, am I?
We didn't.
You didn't, because I invited you here. Anyhow, I'm sure Ari Triste or my friends will tell you that Iceland is in many ways remarkable because we have proved that it's possible to move from fossil fuel in the lifetime of one generation over to being 100% clean energy. When I was your age, over 80% of Icelandic energy came from imported oil and coal. And although some people think I'm getting rather old, it's not all that long time since that was the case. So during my lifetime, we have shown the world that it is possible to move from being almost exclusively dependent on imported fossil fuel over to your own clean energy. And when people say to me, yes, it's easy for you in Iceland, I tell them not so. Because if you look at this history in Iceland and you look at the time when we started this evolution, we were among the poorest countries in the world, still classified by the United Nations Development Program as a developing country until the 1970s. So the odds against us succeeding were enormous. It looks easy today when you see it. But 30, 40 years ago, it was definitely a vision that nobody really believed in. So a world which needs to move away from fossil fuel over to clean energy in order to prevent climate change, both the problem of the climate change as well as the right solution has to be found in the north. If the world is going to be a reasonably good place during your lifetime. And then, of course, the third reason is that, unfortunately, the melting of the ice, whatever we do, the melting of the ice in the next 20 or 30, 40 years could potentially, it's not certain, but could open up new sea routes between Asia and Europe and America. And that is, of course, if you talk to the leadership of China, and you ask them, why are they so interested in Iceland? They will tell you soon in the conversation that when China has become the primary trading partner in the world, they will of course have to look at the sea route between Asia and Europe and America. So for all of these reasons, the North, not just because of its beauty and its extraordinary landscape and nature, will be of huge global importance for the global economy, for the survival of people everywhere, whether it's in Florida or Bangladesh or Shanghai or St. Petersburg, wherever you live in the world, your fate in the coming decades will depend on what happens in the part of the world you're going to travel through. I envy you being able to see in the coming decades how this will develop. But above all, I hope this trip will make you acutely active in the issues of the North in the coming years and decades. Not just because it is, as I have tried briefly to describe, perhaps one of the most important parts of the world in the 21st century, but also it's an extraordinary part of natural beauty, of the contrast in nature, and also how man can survive with nature and with the help of nature, even if nature offers them a tough challenge.
This song is originally from Mitimaterik, from ponds in the area. And as you know, we love our land. We have a very important relationship with our land. And we often sing about the beauty of our land.